I'll let you in on a little secret. Neil Danaher's quote was posted all around our walls tonight. When all is said and done, more is said than done.
It just blew my mind what they did halfway through the third quarter and beyond.
It was just powerful.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
In the blink of an eye, they were back in it and then they ran away with it.
It's just a stunning turnaround.
Extraordinary. Extraordinary. To get that type of momentum in a big game, you know, that's full of resilience and character.
The way we came out in that third quarter and responded, I've got such confidence in our boys, but that was so special.
They were sort of telling us from the runner to slow it down. They were just like, effort, let's just keep going. Like, we can put another couple on the board, and we did. Looking back at it now, is that what we did was pretty special.
They just decided to win the game. It was pretty special.
It was our time to deliver.
Petrarca! Oh, wow!
Christian Petrarca rises to the moment. He's dribbled one from the pocket.
That's why they get known as great players, because they sense the moment on the biggest stage and they turn a game of football in their team's favour.
Sliding up to Petrarca, out the front to Oliver. Links it up with Sparrow from 50. He sends it on goal and it finds the opening. In a matter of seconds, the Demons double up.
Surely not another one. Handball to Oliver, streaming through. Bang! Bang, bang, bang! That is incredible.
This is possibly the best 17 minutes in the club's history. They're shaking the foundations of this place.
And now have a stranglehold on this premiership. It's quite unbelievable.
100 points to 7.
Wow.
In the last 45 minutes. A smashing that you just did not see coming.
Demon fans, it is time for you to party.
It's a celebration now.
As the clock ticks down, the tears well up. Keep your eye on the red and the blue. At the final bell, it's a brand new flag. 57 years of torment eased and a curse lifted.
For the first time since 1964, the Demons are premiers.
And Norm Smith's curse has been buried in Perth.
Yeah, it's a long time coming. Just every fan that's watching back home, we bloody did it! Yeah, it's just unbelievable. We have a special group of players. We have a special club, and you know, we've done it 57 years. It's been a long time. We were the laughing stock of the competition, and now we just won a premiership first time in God knows how long.
I never thought we'd be here, to be honest. We were a rabble, and we finally turned it around and got a club we can be proud of.
I'm so proud of this club and everyone that's been involved on this journey.
Many people never thought this day would come. It has.
I feel fulfilled because 57 years ago was the last time I won a flag, and here we are today, and that's just so special for our club.
For the Melbourne Football Club, you know, we're back in the centre of the AFL universe.
Lastly, after 57 years of pain, it's coming home.
Every flag is special, but some are more special than others. So through a few of the triggers there, the first is the drought-breaking aspect to it. Yep. And there's nothing quite so special as that. We've lived through it. We've been so blessed to live through it over the past couple of decades. The Swans did it, the Cats did it, the Bulldogs did it, the Tigers did it, and now it is the Demons' turn. It felt like destiny.
It did, and I hope the players understand how important it is and the fact that they now have a special place in the history of the club. Yep. As being the ones that did bring that success back to the club. Such a club that had been so successful in the first 60-odd years of the 20th century, to then have such a drought, to be able to bring it back. And now we're looking at a squad that's in their prime, age-wise. There's no reason to think they can't add to this. So for all those long-suffering Demon supporters, it's been a terribly long wait. But maybe, just maybe, it's going to be a worthwhile one.
The connection of the game to the people, which was just so tangible yesterday. Every corner you walked around, there was somebody in red and blue. There was the meanderings around the MCG because there was just nowhere else to go. And posing with the statue of Norm Smith or with Jim Steins. There was a fellow evidently handing out pennies from the years of the previous premierships that had been won. Just to hear the passion and the tears that people were prepared to express, and for grandparents who didn't quite make it to this point, and for future generations who have been enlisted into the Melbourne way and done it hard and probably resented their parents for choosing that for them, and then it all ties together on one Saturday night.
I think we forget at times, Jared, just what this game and what the beloved football club means to the supporters. It's such an integral part of their life for those that choose to embrace the game the way they do. Not everyone loves the game, and that's all well and good. You know, you can pick and choose what you like and what pursuits you like, but there are so many people that this is just ingrained into their very essence. And I think at times we forget that. And it's scenes like this, and you're talking about all those things that are happening back here, around the suburbs. I went for a walk on the weekend, and I walked past an apartment, and it only had a tiny balcony. There were 19 Melbourne flags and a Melbourne tie hanging off it. And that's just one of a dozen that you would see like that. I mean, people just have been dying to express their passion for their club. And, I mean, there were plenty of Bulldogs colours floating around as well. You know, and they've had a great year. Unfortunately, it wasn't for them. But, gee, the people that are part of the Melbourne Football Club are going to savour this more than anything for a long, long time.
The onslaught. So grand final law has never known an onslaught like this from the middle stages of the third term. So there's a very distinct 45 minutes on high rotation for Melbourne fans. 16 out of the last 17 goals, 100 points to 7. It was mind-boggling.
I find these acts of momentum, periods of momentum where you get on a roll, fascinating, because if you could predict them or if you could control them, they wouldn't happen. So if one team's a lot better than the other, you can understand it. But we had two teams at different stages that dominated. I mean, the second term from the Bulldogs and into the first half of the third term was equally impressive, 8 of 9 goals. It's just that from that point on, Melbourne went mad. And I'd love to work out exactly how it changes. It's just a couple of little things, and for me, and I know we're going to talk more about Bailey Fritsch shortly, but he was able to kick those 2 quick goals after they conceded 8 of 9.
Yep.
Kicked 2 in a minute, and I think that was just enough to get the rest of the Melbourne players to go, oh my goodness, we're back in it.
Yeah.
And it was like what could have been a big choke was taken away from them. They were able to relax and then play some good footy. But no one saw what was going to happen from that point. To kick 16 of 17, and the poor old Dogs who looked impregnable were helpless.
There was something spiritual about it. So the footy scientists will delve deep, and you'll see a lot of that over the summer. There was a spiritual aspect to it. To break a curse like that needed something biblical, and we got something.
Well, you said it was meant to be, and I don't think anyone's going to deny the D's fans and the Melbourne Football Club and the way that it all unfolded. It's the perfect story. We love a fairy tale, don't we?